You just won a second championship, and now you come into a season, a second year with Kevin Durant. You have a year of reference now. What did work for you guys? What didn't work for you guys that you can take into the season?
Being passive didn't work. So that's the biggest lesson we learned early in the year. Like, we have so much talent, guys that really blend well together, but everybody has to be ultra aggressive with their role and what they're capable of. You don't have to sacrifice really anything to make other people kind of comfortable or anything, because we all know how to play the game. And I think we learned that Larry, as Clay's very comfortable with his situation. But we were we figured that out, towards the second half of the year. And even when KD went out last year, we went on a run and were able to gain that confidence as a unit going into the playoffs, and the rest is history.
What about the familiarity under Kerr's system now? How do you hope to maybe elevate your game, not only on offense but defense too?
Well, just keep learning, learning from Draymond, Steph, Clay, coach, the whole coaching staff, the rest of the team, and figuring out ways how I can help and be the best player I can be.
Last season, they leaned on you a lot on defense for blocks, rebounds, especially at the 4, getting more minutes there. You looking forward to more of that? Might that change this year?
I'm just looking forward to anything. You never know with Coach Kerr. He might throw me out there and tell me to play some point guard sometimes, or he might tell me to go guard a 5, so I got to be ready for every situation, and I'm looking forward to getting better as the season goes on.
Well, we talked about, your time in the post a little more, and you talked about learning from Draymond.
Yeah.
What will you take into the season, haven't had that experience?
Well, just the small tricks that he uses down there to guard guys, and just how he uses his length to his advantage. Being 6'6", he does a great job of covering up space with his arms. So, I'm a long arm player and, longer than my opponent. So I just try to use the small tricks that he uses and try to learn from him every day, man. He's the best defender in the league. So, it's on me to, take some information from him and also try to help him get better.
What are the things you're focusing on for yourself this season?
For me, I worked on a lot of ball handling. I think my ball handling has improved a ton. I worked on a lot of shooting and some post work. So I feel pretty good about the improvements I made this summer. And when you look at all the people we brought back, you add, 3 guys in Jordan Bell, who I think is going to be a really good player in this league. Nick Young, who we know can shoot the lights out the ball. Omri, who we know can shoot the lights out the ball. The things they bring to this offense, along with, what we already have and the continuity that we have, you start to break into those layers, like as Andre said, and, just reach new things, new levels of the offense, because you're just familiar with it and you're just on to the next thing. You're not really thinking about it. It becomes second nature.
Clay, we have to start off with talking about the MVP of the summer, #China Clay. What was it about this trip to China, the people, your time there, who you were with, your time with Anta, that just had you so publicly living your best life?
It's probably coming off a championship. When you're 2 weeks within winning your second NBA championship, that helps. And just giving the people a show, traveled 8,000, 9,000, however many miles away to go there and see a bunch of people who came out to see me. That might be their only impression of me for life. So I just try to have fun and tap into their culture and make it show them I'm appreciative of being there, and I'm happy they came out to see me. So that means a lot to me.
The Western Conference is stocked with teams that want to thwart your plans and get in your way. What do you make of the competitive level in the West and across the league overall?
I think the West is just getting stronger, and it's just getting stronger by the day. And, that's the best thing I got to hear all summer, because I love playing against the best of the best. And when the competition is that high, it brings out the best in all of us, especially me. And now that I know that every single day, it was already like that last year and my rookie year, but especially this year, every year you're playing against a superstar. And it makes it that much fun to step on the court and give your all.
Is it hard to balance the responsibilities in a locker room and in leading younger players while you continue to attend to your game and make sure that you continue to improve?
Not at all. I think that it's part of the game. It's what you're called upon to be able to do. And new things come every year, every season. And if that's what they're expecting of me, then I have to be able to do that to the best of my ability. That is my role here. And I have to be a superstar, a master in that role. So I think I'll be just fine.
What gives you optimism that you'll have a better team than last year, that this will be a better team?
Just I think the history of the league, obviously is very different now as far as talent goes, but I think there's been a lot of successful teams over the years that, was able to win games off of how well they came together, the chemistry of the team, playing well at the right times. Injuries happen. Rosters change over the course of the season. You just never know. But I think for us, it's important for us to come into the season and really believe, regardless of who we got or who we didn't get. Some people might think that I'm crazy because I don't care who on the team and who we did get or did not get. Once we start camp and once we start going, in my mind, anything can happen. And, being the leader of the team, it's my job to make everybody else have that same vision and have that same type of belief. So, that's the best way that I could explain it to you. I'm confident in who I go out there with. I think, having a full season with Nurk, having guys come back improved, I think we can, get some things done.
You felt the love from the Laker fans. This fan base has high expectations. You know this. So what do you think the likelihood is to make the playoffs this year? Is this team, do they have that potential?
I think we do. That's our goal for this year, make the playoffs and go from there. So we're going to see what happens.
Having the presence of Magic Johnson in the front office and coming to practices, it's obviously a bonus. But from point guard to point guard, what do you think that you can learn from him, and what have you already learned from him?
Yeah, every and anything. In my opinion, he's the best point guard to ever play. So that's what I'm trying to be. So anything he tells me, definitely going to take that into consideration. And, basically, like I said, he's just telling me to stay focused, be a professional, stay in the gym, and just take care of my body.
On the basketball court, what do you anticipate will be the biggest challenges your team faces?
The level of play that we have to play at in order to be a great team in this league, not just a team that goes through the regular season just to get through. It'll be the biggest challenge for us is understanding how much of a difference it is between a good and a great team. So that'll be the interesting part, and the most challenging part is, we have certain guys that have been through the Eastern Conference Finals, been to the playoffs, and then we also have a few guys that are just coming in, and now we have to make up that ground in a short period of time. So, that's the biggest challenge. But also, they also have to understand that it's going to be a process.
Welcome officially to Boston, Gordon. And I just wonder how you view the expectations when you're also trying to bring so many new people into a team at the same time, as 7 or 8 or 9 new guys on the squad.
Well, there's definitely going to be high expectations for us. I think that's something that's new for me as a player. I'm excited about that. I think for us, we'll talk about it a lot probably today, and then after that, it'll just be how can we get better each day.
After talking to this guy and looking at, what they had here, long conversation with Trevor Ariza, whatnot, this was the place I wanted to be.
James, playing with Chris. Both guys are two ball-dominant players. How do you think how's it going to work out?
I don't think it's ball-dominant. I think we were in positions to where we had to, create for our team, and that's just what it was. And so you put two high IQ guys that are willing to pass and willing to sacrifice to do whatever it takes. And quite frankly, got the same, goal in mind, and that's, win the championship. It's definitely going to work.
We talk about chemistry a lot in our league. How long do you think it takes for you guys to find that rhythm, find that chemistry? Because you have 3 alpha dogs.
Yeah,
of course, you guys want the ball.
Of course, man. It's going to take some time. We're going to have to adjust. But at the end of the day, man, we ball players.
Right.
We ball players, and it ain't no who's the first option, second option, third option. Listen, whoever's open gonna get it. If we feel like Paul is the one who got it going, and he got it going that night. If I got it going, I got it going. If Russ got it going, he got it going. We're not forcing the issue.
Right.
We're going to let it come to us. We're going to let it play out. It's going to take some time. We're going to have to get the kinks out. But at the end of the day, I think people overthink it. We're basketball players at the end of the day. I consider us smart basketball players. And we're going to make the proper adjustments that we need to make in order to make this work. So.
People talk about sacrifice, you change your game. Do you really have to change your game, or is it just basketball?
It's just basketball. It's just basketball. We have one common goal, and that's every possession get the best shot we can get. Then it allows everybody to be themselves. We want Melo to be aggressive. We want Melo to take the shots. We want Russ to keep attacking. If we just have in the mindset that we're going to get the best shot and the best look, regardless of who's shooting it. Just let the game dictate who gets the shots. I'm not worried about the shots I'm going to get, the looks I'm going to get. I'm going to play basketball and play to win.
Defensively, this should be pretty interesting. When you go small ball, so to speak, move Melo to the 4, Robeson's on one wing playing defense, you're on another wing playing defense. All three of you guys, when you throw Russ in there, you can kind of guard your own man. So how exciting that defensively, how strong y'all can be?
I think that's going to be the biggest strength of this team. We already know what we're going to be offensively with the skill we have. But now when you think of, Russ is a matchup problem on the defensive end. Roberson's one of the best defenders. Myself, Melo is savvy with it on the defensive end. And what I think is one of the most underrated big men on the defensive end is Stevens. So, man, the game should come easier for us if we can turn defense into offense, and we should have fun with that.
Yes, Russell. How does it feel going from being Russell Westbrook, the basketball player for the past 9-10 years, to being Russell Westbrook, the fashion icon, the fashion maven for the past month?
Past month.
I mean, you've been big time for the past month.
Where you been at? Man, look, it's been great. I had a book come out, so that's been a great experience. But I wouldn't say that just started a month ago. But I'm happy and excited to be able to kind of expand my brand all over the place and do different things. But just happy to be back. So.